As the crisis in Egypt rages on, reactions have been pouring in from across the world, even from places that's been known not to bother much about issues happening thousands of miles away, especially where such a place is contending with its own problems. One of such places is Nigeria, where for the first time since the political crisis in Egypt began, a group has chosen to wade in. If there was any doubt as to the position the group would take at this press conference, the banners placed around the venue of the media briefing removed any shade of it. They call themselves Nigerian Civil Society Coalition Against Coups and Militarization in Africa. They condemned the action of the Egyptian military, describing the removal of former President Mohammed Morsy as nothing but a military coup.
Today, General Sisi and his coupists, with the acquiescence of the United States government, is rewriting the meaning and definition of democracy in Africa. We believe democracy has no geographical, ethnic, or religious boundaries. Therefore, the atrocious and brutal murder of unharmed, vulnerable, and defenseless African citizens by the murderous army of General Sisi does not belong to the Africa of today.
The group did not end there. It demanded the immediate reinstatement of the former president and called for an urgent action from other governments in Africa.
Nigerian revolutionary left movements condemned in the strongest terms the violation of human rights, democracy, the protesters in Egypt, and demand a stop to these violations. We call for the immediate reinstatement of the legitimately elected President Mohammed Morsy to office and demand immediate investigation of genocide crimes committed by General Abdel Fattah el-Sisi and his collaborators and prosecution by the International Criminal Court.
While some people have labeled the Muslim Brotherhood, which produced former President Morsy, as a terrorist organization, the group adopts a contrary position.
The Muslim Brotherhood is a coalition, a sect that wanted to liberate Egypt, and not until they oppress them, they cannot silence them. And those that are being oppressed are being tagged terrorists. They are being oppressed, and they are being tagged terrorists. And nobody is going to talk. Somebody is oppressed, and he is being tagged a terrorist. Who is now claiming to be a terrorist? The one attacking or the one attacked? The one oppressing or the one oppressed?
When asked pointedly by journalists why they were reacting to a crisis that is happening thousands of miles away, while Nigeria is also battling its own crisis, here's how a member of the group responded.
The reaction of Murik, Muslim Rights Concern, was published, even in today's papers, concerning a local issue, which has to do with the Boko Haram and the decision of the federal government to hand over Boko Haram suspects to the International Criminal Court. So Murik asked Oga, what did we carry? Oga, what are you throwing? So if we are going to International Criminal Court, let all cases of crimes against humanity, crime against humanity, all cases of extrajudicial killing, let all those cases go to ICC.
With the death toll of the crisis rising on a daily basis, it is not known what impact the voices emanating from this small hall in Nigeria will have on the streets of Egypt, let alone the current government there. Even the members of the civil society groups can hardly tell. One thing though is certain: they have added their voice to a crisis that is tearing apart Africa's most populous Arab country.